Hello, I'm Elizabeta and I will be your life quality advisor. We will start with the process of problem solving, and as I already explained, in phase 1 you are becoming aware of the problem. In the second phase, which is in my opinion and my experience the most difficult one, is the phase when you are stepping out from your problem and approaching as an observer, and the phase 3 when you really starting the solving of the problem. However, this could seems like some general story in this video, and it actually is, because unless we have a real problem to solve it, this is all I can give you now. But these are, again, this phase has its own steps, and I will try to give you as much as examples as it possible instead of the solving of the real problem. However, if any of you have some real problem and need to help in order to solve it, you can write to me on the email address below, so we can discuss it. And I think this is the good moment to explain you my theory about the difference between life coaches and life quality advisors. So, in my opinion, life coaches are like parents, like a good parents, who try to teach their kids how to going through life, how to solve the problem, how to manage it, whatever it's necessary. And in that case, life quality advisor is favorite aunt. And you know that favorite aunts always spoiling their nephews and nieces, because we are here to help in the moment when is the you know, the worst situation, when you don't know really how to react, what to do, and as a life coach are teaching you in strategic way how to do it something all the time, in all situation, through your life. Life quality advisor is here for you to help you now with any specific problem. So don't hesitate, if you have some, to write it on my email. However, what is the necessary things we should do in this third phase? First of all, we should be totally honest to ourselves. This is very difficult because if we have some problem, it's very possible that we are the cause, or at least partly. And it's very difficult to any of us to admit that and to say, okay, this is my part of the responsibility. That's a human nature. It's always easier to try to find somebody else to be blamed. So we should clear this out even during the first phase, when we became aware of the problem and the cause. However, now in this practical phase, we need to be clear once again with ourselves and to say, okay, this is my, let's say, fault for now. So what should I do? First thing is that you should remember that, I think, very well-known sentence: how can I eat an elephant? This one is small, it wouldn't be so hard, but imagine this is the real elephant. And I think that you also remember the answer: piece by piece. So, what we should actually do is to divide our problem, to separate in small pieces, in small problems. Yes, we will have more problems to solve, but they will be much smaller and easier to be solved. We should write it down again. And if you ask yourself why I so much insist on writing down, it's because and it's again human nature. For us, it's very difficult to fight with something invisible. If we have a problem which is in our head, it's much more difficult to deal with. But when we put it on the paper, and if we even make a list of those small problems that we could manage it step by step, for us it will be much more easier to confront, because now we see our enemy, we see what we are fighting for. So put it on the list piece by piece in order to eat the elephant, and after every small victory, put a tick after what you wrote. This is also very important, because when you look at the paper and see that, oh, there is one more tick and one more and one more, and then is much more things that we were solved than the other one, it's very good for us. It's good for our self-esteem, and we became, even more brave, even more, ready to fight, ready to do it, to manage it, to solve it. So I now just can give you some examples. Let's say that some person have drinking problems. So we can use excuses, and we can say, okay, I have drinking problem, but this is because I don't know, I lose my job, my wife left me, I don't have a friends. Or maybe your drinking problem is the cause of the other problems. So you need to start from yourself. And remember my very first video on this channel. It's all up to you. So you can change yourself. It sounds hard, but it's much easier if you can change yourself, if it's up to you, than if you need to change some other person. Again, let's say that I'm a person which cannot hold a job. I'm changing the jobs, and I'm always unsatisfied with my job. Instead of if I say to myself that my bosses hate me, I should ask myself, is it possible that all my bosses before, they were all hated me? Is that possible? Or the actual problem is that I'm, a bit lazy. I don't like to get up on time. I am often late to work. I always try to find excuse to leave earlier, etc. In that case, when I am totally honest to myself, then I can solve my problem. So, I could solve it, this specific problem, I could solve it in two ways. To try to change myself in order to respect all the rules which are expected to be respected, or to start my own job with flexible working time and something like that. But let's say that I am not entrepreneur, I don't have entrepreneurial spirit, so I need to do something in order to stay on my job. So I will put on my list, I need to do something in order to wake up on time. I should do this and that in order to respect my bosses. Maybe I should go to some, group or some advisor or some psychologist or just to talk with my best friend how I should deal with that problem with authority or something like that. So, cut your big elephant on small pieces, put it on the paper, and start to do it and to deal it one by one. And whenever you do something and get some result, tick it, and you will be able to clearly see your progress.